Ooh. How's that song go? It's the most wonderful time of the year. Welcome to the Mirepoix. It's already on.
Heads up, man. Hey, man. But yeah, guys, welcome to
the Mirepoix.
Yes, we are ready for you guys. We're excited that you're back for episode 18. I don't know why I keep wanting to say 17. 17 must be my lucky number right now.
Dude, so. It's a great number. That's the day I was born on.
Well, that's why.
Yep. 11/17.
I knew there was a reason for that, man. Yeah, y'all, welcome to the Mirepoix. You want to give the intro of the Mirepoix since you do it so well?
Oh, well, thank you, sir. As always, thank you so much for joining us at the Mirepoix podcast. The Mirepoix is essentially the greatest flavor base known to man. Onions, carrots, celery, simmer down a little bit of butter, fat of your choosing. Makes the greatest flavor base out there, also known as the Holy Trinity. And here at the Mirepoix podcast, our Holy Trinity is our experience, our talent, and most importantly, our charm. To bring you guys a great conversation hosted by yours truly, Gilberto Casimiro Valdez Arias.
We're getting some mic trouble real quick, man, before you get into it.
What's the mic trouble?
Apparently mine is worse. So, maybe turn it down just a little bit. It sounds muffled.
Oh, okay.
Muffled still sounds muffled.
Dude, shout outs to all our wonderful tech support.
Our tech support.
Yeah.
Still sounds muffled. Let me ask. Let's see.
How's that for them?
I don't know, but while we wait on the answer, go ahead, man.
So I'm Gilberto Casimiro Valdez Arias.
You talking about
of the Guild. And we are here to pretty much help you in anything you need. Project management, turning a new line of revenue, creating a new income stream. We are a collected and talented group of individuals that are here to essentially make your life a little better. From small scale events to large scale project management. To large scale project management. And, making sure everything goes right, taking care of it all. And our other host is Chef
Kaius. Chef Kaius from the Chef Kaius Experience, where of course we provide a luxurious, beautiful dining in-home experience. So wherever you will have us, we bring this beautiful restaurant experience to wherever you are. So this is who I am. This is what I do, and like I said before, we're very happy to have you guys on for our episode on
A Season for All.
A Season for All, man.
So, to us, this is the first week in December. This is the first podcast of December. And, December is honestly a very special month, not just for the industry, but for the world as a cultural collective. From the Europeans to the Africans, to the Latin Americans, to the North Americans, to the ancient tribes, to the Indians, probably in Australia.
From California. That's what that reminded me of when you just named all the countries.
Yeah, and the World Cup's going on too, so we happy to happy.
Hey, the world is ours, man. So it's a beautiful thing to think that and mostly all over the world, this time of year is a time of year where we're all in the same spirit. We're all celebrating similar things. So this is going to be an awesome episode, man. I'm in my feel goods because we are being merry. If you know what I mean.
Welcome to the Mirepoix,
Yeah, we getting merry over here. But let's catch up, brother, man. It's been a whole week since we've seen you.
And it has been quite a week.
Oh, we gotta hear about it. Talk to us, bro.
So first and foremost, I was at a wedding yesterday for a beautiful couple that I got to meet for the first time ever in my life, Valerie and Richard. In case they're listening, I told them about this podcast, but congratulations to your wedding. It was definitely a party. The lady who invited me, my date for the evening, she even warned me. She's like, look, Gilbert, I know you in the industry. I know you like to drink. I know you like to have a good time. Partying with these people scare me. And they definitely, like, they had a DJ for their wedding who was also the MC for the night. It was a wonderful time. And then I also went to a company party and a whole lot of different just partying and festivities and going on up. And as always, I'm working real hard to finalize a contract with a little certain special someone that y'all will definitely y'all hear all about it once it gets finalized. Right now we manifesting, creating, growing, and finalizing contracts. But guys, what's your weekend, man?
Oh man, it's been, the beauty and the chaos behind entrepreneurship, man. So
preach,
man. We had 2 events this weekend back to back. It literally went like this: private dinner on Saturday, brunch on Sunday, and me and my boy Chef TJ used to always talk about what brunches look like. Brunches look like really late nights and really early mornings.
True.
And to have an event the day prior and going straight into it, it was crazy, man. But first time new clients on both clients thoroughly enjoyed everything, and they raved about everything. Particularly the second client, I know for certain they're going to be lifelong clients, and probably the first one as well too. But yeah, we just did what we do for the Chef Kai's experience, man.
So no one's surprised did it go great and they love their time.
Oh yeah, this is we're professionals here, man. We've been doing this for a solid 2 years, and you never know. We look like we're a 50-year-old business. So shout out to God.
Ain't that the truth? Right. And we were in an interview today as we were setting up some PR stuff, some marketing things, creating a new campaign for the Mirepoix. And when we were talking to her, she kind of helped us realize that, like, we are those guys. Like, she was asking us, okay, I need to hear y'all's backstory so I can put this together, write the story nicely. And of course, Kai talks about him, I talk about myself. And she's just like, holy wow, like, hey, let me start working with y'all. Let me start putting something together with y'all. I got dinners. I got this all planned up. Like, holy wow, y'all's experience, y'all's history. She was just complimenting us on everything that we don't even notice, that we're just like, well,
that's exactly what I was going to say, man. It's something that, we're just kind of naturally ourselves. But, whenever there's somebody else who's able to look on the outside in, and they just let you know, like, man, y'all are pretty talented, cool guys, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool to hear those perspectives, and y'all we got some big things coming up. With that being said,
brewing.
Yeah, episode 17, I wouldn't have thought that episode 17 would have started opening doors for us already, but it was kind of a situation where the podcast is really putting us on.
Yeah.
And so
having people reach out to us, having people saying, hey, like, honestly, just being reached out and saying, hey, I love y'all's story. I love y'all's vibe. I'd love to get involved, help y'all grow and help be a part of it. And now all of a sudden we're spending a 2-hour time interviewing with someone to help bring that story to other people's ears. So in the season of giving, if y'all could give us a like, share, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards.
We need that.
Hey, everyone that's viewing right now, I see that there's quite a few. Give us all a little happy holidays, merry seasons. Because without further ado, we about to jump right into it. So give me one quick second. I'm gonna loop my way around. I'm gonna show them the beautiful food you've made for us today, Kais, while you kind of talk on through it.
Oh yeah, man. So what we have here is porchetta stuffed with a ton of herbs, and that's one thing that I really enjoy about winter season. Is it's the season for the herbs, the earthy flavors, things like that. So we did a porchetta stuffed with herbs, sage, rosemary, thyme, some anise. Let's go. There you go. We also did a parsnip and a potato puree. Also a carrot puree as well. I like to do the sweet and savory mixture. We got some pickled pears there as well, and a citrus and fennel salad right on top. So what I'm going for is all elements here. We're going to get some crispiness. We're going to get savory flavors, some sweet flavors, some vinegary flavors, citrus flavors, all of these things, creamy flavors, all going into your mouth with this one. So yeah, man, and we nailed this porchetta in 2 hours. Which is like, it's just immaculate timing. So I'm super proud of the capability. And also, with that being said, I also want to encourage y'all to break rules, right? People would tell you, man, you can't do this in this amount of time, or you can't do this recipe for this. Man, try your best to do what you got to do. And if it works, you just figured out a new tip for yourself. So just so you know, you can't do porchetta in 2 hours, man. So
creativity and experience can bring together anything on this
experience
earth.
from the experience.
And with that too, of course, to kick off the season, I just threw together a nice little quick eggnog. Eggnog's not hard to make. It's definitely a lot easier to just buy it in the can, but when you can control the flavors and when you can kind of make it your own and make it special, it helps bring that extra pop. I use a little star anise while I was kind of heating up my milk and egg mixture, putting a little cinnamon with it. So getting a little something sweeter, a little something with those more festive flavors,
Yeah, man.
Don't get me wrong, I love cinnamon, but really letting that star anise shine kind of adds a little extra depth, a little extra complexity to it that you wouldn't get out of a store-bought can. Of course, for it, Chef Kais was nice enough to lend me some Hennessy to put this together.
Hennessy is possible, man. You got that, bro.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
And then, I mixed in a little bit of chocolate liqueur and just a touch of coffee liqueur because, for those that don't know, the Mirepoix stay up after the Mirepoix goes as we, plan, scheme, and try to take over the world every night. So I got to put in some of that coffee liquor to keep us rolling.
Oh, that's what that's there for.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be the holiday season, bro.
Dude, the holiday season.
Yes.
So,
but this drink looks beautiful, man. I gotta tell you.
Oh, God, making the whipped cream, that was so terrifying. My muscles can't do that.
Homemade. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dude, it was making your own whipped cream. It tires your muscles out. Buy a little machine, a little blender.
But just look at how beautiful this drink came out, man. This literally looks like a pumpkin spice latte type of.
But with brandy, coffee liquor, chocolate liqueur. And all in all, eggnog is a very special drink for the holidays in the sense that it is the only creamy cocktail I will drink. I don't like White Russians. I don't like landslides. I don't like Kahluas or anything like that. I'm not a fan of creamy cocktails. But for eggnog, I make an exception.
I got to tell you, man, that is a boozy baddie right there, bro.
Oh, I mean, I made the drink.
That's what you need to call that one, a boozy baddie. Because I could definitely see the ladies loving this one. Especially my girl. She like those Starbucks drinks. And this is giving me Starbucks vibes.
Well, and that's a trick for at least for my eggnog is you definitely want it to get the family feeling good, everyone feeling right. It's a holiday party kind of drink.
Heck yeah.
Not really tied to any specific holiday or religion. It's just a good holiday drink, and you mix in, like I said, I got 3 different liqueurs in there, and then you hide it well. Whoa, new subscriber alert.
That tripped me out, man.
New subscriber
I was
alert.
like, is that God gifting us with hey, asking you shall receive, man. Y'all remember being in class and doing something that you weren't supposed to, and all of a sudden you, Caius, you know what I'm saying? That was one of those moments.
You get brought back in.
I'm on my phone, and it was, thank you, whoever that was.
I hope y'all got to hear that sound live. That's the sound of a subscriber. I doubt they did, but if y'all did, thank you so much. That's the true gift that keeps on giving. And so let's break into this porchetta, dude.
Oh, my bad, bro. I'm being stingy here, bro. Go ahead and dig in, man. I put that parsnip puree. Yo, I did something a little different here. I did the whole spoon drip technique. Been really inspired by just elevating my skills. There's just one chef, Kelston Moore, I want to say he is, and he's a solo chef, but he's also in a group called, I think, Bad Boys of Culinary or something like that. And, I mean, this guy is a monster, and I love seeing particularly black chefs who are out here doing crazy elevated dishes and just really showing their talent. And I say that because for a long time, even for me, people see me and they're like, oh, you're soul food, right? Oh, you're fried chicken and collard greens and mac and cheese, which I am 100% of the way, and I will not take that away from myself. But I'm also an artist, and there's a lot of beauty that comes out of soul food and just the elevation of all types of food, man. And honestly, I feel like all versions of cultures have their version, not all versions of culture, but all cultures have their version of soul food. And on that interview today, man, I brought that up, and that's what's been inspiring me. So porchetta, typically an Italian dish, You know what I mean? I made it into my own. I did like a carrot puree, which kind of tastes like sweet potatoes. You know, that southern flair. The parsnip puree is a healthier way of doing a mashed potato. You know, you gotta get your salad in there, man. What you think, brother? With this 2-hour porchetta that we're working with right here.
Once we improve the mic quality, you'll be able to hear that crunch, that crisp, the fat, the delicacy, the whole 9 yards, dude. I am absolutely loving. As always, as my people say, you sent yourself, dude. You sent yourself.
Hey, it's a blessing to be able to cook like this, man. But are you gaining any weight so far this season, bro?
Gaining weight.
Let's talk about that, bro. My workout buddy. Shout out to Jason. As much as we work out 5 days out the week, and we're doing some hardcore stuff, bro. He said, "Man, I gained 4 pounds already, bro, in just 1 week." Mm-hmm. It's just something about this season where, like, you don't even care how fat you get, bro.
No, dude, that's the true blessing of the season is that right there.
The harvest, the bounty.
Dude, being bountiful, honestly, to me, that is what this season is about. It is about gratitude, sharing your wealth, your bounty, and you know, just rolling in it. You know, so many cultures take gift giving different ways, but they all have some form of gift giving in their season of this time we're in, the season of giving, the season of partying. Everywhere you look, as I mentioned earlier when I was doing the We Are Family, every part of this earth has its own version of, hey guys, the winter solstice is coming up. Y'all want to rage? Let's do this. And they give each other gifts. They give gifts to everyone. They drink merrily. They eat fat. And it's, you know, think about it. It's wintertime. Bears need to hibernate. Humans, we kick back. There's no more field work to do. There's no more, you know, laborious sun activities. Instead, you just upkeeping, you eating, you drinking, and you surviving winter, and you're celebrating it too.
And you get to do it with others, right? I think for me, that's like the best part of it. You get to see these people you haven't seen in years. For whatever reason, I even like people more during this time of year.
I'm just a nicer person.
It's just I just get along with you like a lot more. It's just there's literally something in the air that just makes you feel good. And it's scientifically proven that the vibes are like they're just up right now, man. So we're looking forward to this holiday season. I'll be spending it with my girl this year. Ooh. And her family, which I've never done before. So I'm really interested. For those who don't know, my girl is Mexican, and I've spent the Thanksgiving with them before.
This is the first Christmas.
This is gonna be the first Christmas though.
The first Christmas we spent together.
I'm trying not to get in trouble here, man, but she's watching. She knows exactly where I'm going with that. But yeah, at least her dad's side of the family, they cook.
Oh, okay, hell yeah.
Yeah, they cook pretty good. So.
Look, I'm gonna say this: any Mexican household, any Latino function, we're just all there to party and have a good time.
That's exactly what I noticed. They do all the like games and activities.
Mm-hmm. Like I said,
I've never seen this before.
My family plans that before we even talk about Secret Santas, gift giving. We're just like, all right, so where are we having it? What are we doing? What are we playing? What are we going? And let me ask you, what inspired for the porchetta? What's like? I know we talked about the spirit and the souls. The spirit of soul food and how you can find it across every culture. But yeah, dude, why porchetta? Was that floating in your head? Was this a challenge to yourself, or because this is out of this world?
You know, the original time to eat pork was in the winter. Like back in the day, people didn't eat pork every day. They literally would. First off, it was hard to even get meat because you had to hunt for it. So you weren't eating meat every day. You're eating meat as much as you could get it. But pork was one of those things where it was something special to have during the winter. So, with my mouth full right now, I think it's just a timely dish to make. Porchetta is such a wow factoring dish, and it's just pork belly. So pork belly is not that expensive compared to other wow factoring meats like a pot roast or a prime rib, a crown roast, things like that. Those will cost you about $80, $100 and up. The one that we cooked for Thanksgiving was like $200, $270 for like 8 bones. So just put that into perspective. This porchetta pork belly that I made was only like $25. Put it the parsnip puree, the carrots, all these things. I think I probably spent about $50 on all of this, and we could have fed about 10 people.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like So I'm working on a new computer for myself right now. That's the gift for myself. That is my bounty. That is my harvest this year. Is a new computer, and I hope y'all will all be able to enjoy it with me. And it is a gift I can share with you all because it's going to allow us to do so many more cool things. One of those cool things I would like to do is show y'all what it looks like behind the scenes when we're spending the day getting ready for this, because it really is pretty much a whole day endeavor from planning, shopping, setting up, cooking, drinking, the whole 9 yards. Kais rolls out of bed and goes to get his workout in. I roll out of bed, do my little meditations, look over like, all right, any chores I can knock out, get done. And then we meet back up pretty much right afterwards at H-E-B, Central Market, somewhere, do our shopping, and come back and get it all done.
And mind you, we've planned these meals like 2 months in advance. Mm-hmm. So what we would like to do eventually is to be able to show you guys our schedule, show you what kind of meals or the menu for the next 2 months, and also get y'all input, man. Like, what are some things y'all want to see? Like, we keep saying that every episode, but we mean that. Like, tell us some of your favorite dishes, some of the things that you would love for us to create. We're always coming up with new things, and I really like this because this is our chance to be creative, right?
Yeah,
we have full creative freedom. Gilberto always talks about this is his time to really get in the kitchen and kind of showcase the things that he can do. So y'all give us a challenge, man. We'll
learn to do them challenges.
But yeah, I'm curious about you coming from Colombian and Mexican household. Like, well, what does Christmas typically look like for you guys?
Oh man, so it's definitely Christmas Eve, which is always a hassle in this industry to try and because the nation as a whole celebrates Christmas Day. So everywhere I've worked, because I don't work corporate, it's always been privately owned, places, etc., that can get away with being closed. So it's always like, all right, guys, don't worry, we'll be closed Christmas Day, but Christmas Eve we're cranking out till midnight and we're doing this and that, and it's so hard because my family celebrates Christmas Eve. My culture celebrates Christmas Eve. That is the day for us.
Now, why is that? Because my girl told me that as well. They don't celebrate, or they celebrate Christmas Eve. Like, it's not a Christmas Day.
So, at least when I was growing up, it was always we celebrate at midnight, right when the day turns, right when the day starts. That is our time to shine, our time to go, our time to roll.
And this is midnight. The day before
24th?
Christmas Eve?
Yeah, no, the 24th heading into the 25th. That is the midnight that we open our gifts, that we do all that. Leading up to it, we're eating good, we're partying, we're festivaling, we're playing games, we're sharing stories. But that's just sort of been the whole way. And it's sort of, why Christmas Eve versus Christmas? It's always like Catholicism versus Christianity. You know what I mean? Catholicism... I'm not going to say worships, because, never worship anyone who's not God, but it's more so we celebrate so many different saints, so many different peoples that are all involved with the religion. And so that has kind of switched it to, hey, if we're celebrating Jesus's birth, we celebrating the births, right at that midnight, right when the day turns. And now to kind of take that even a stretch further as far as Latin America, well, I'll dive into that in just one moment as we fly into everything. What I did want to say is pork is a fantastic choice because, as we know, a lot of Christianity is inspired by paganism, at least when it comes to the parties they throw. And everyone's starting to kind of dive into that side now.
Don't tell Christians that, man.
Hey, everyone says Christmas is actually just a celebration of Yule, because so Yule comes from like Old Norse and those like Northern European pagan traditions, where they would celebrate the hunt. The harvest season was over. They've already collected everything. There's no more farming to do. There's no more harvesting to do. Instead, now we hunt. And that is what we celebrate. That is what we do. And essentially, you will last for pretty much all of December leading into January. And when they would really celebrate the Yule tide, quote unquote, the main party was for the winter solstice. And, you know, with that, Yule is essentially accompanied by so many different things. And, of course, the worshiping of the gods and all that. But what's crazy is that for them, the pig, the boar, was a representation of Freya, you know, Odin's wife, the head goddess in charge and all that stuff, goddess of fertility, the hearth, the whole 9 yards. But they would essentially just party on the winter solstice, right? For like 3 or 4 days, they would just be going hard and ham, and they would be eating a whole lot of pig, a whole lot of boar, a whole lot of all that fun stuff as a sort of sacrifice, quote unquote, to Freya to bless all of their oaths. Because Yule and the Yule feast or the Yule fest was all tied into making oaths. So marriages would happen during Yule, business partnerships would happen during Yule, any contract or oath you would write is what would happen during Yule, and then you would commemorate and celebrate by sacrificing a boar or pig to Freya, cooking it up, eating it up. Now, of course, they weren't the culinary greats, so they would just boil it and eat it like that, which is gross. I'd much rather have a porchetta. But like one of the best parts, maybe not the best parts, but as they're doing this, the priest or who's ever in charge of putting together these marriages, business meetings, they would bathe themselves in the blood of their sacrifices, because Yule was also a very important time to celebrate storytellers, who also tended to be, you know, the people that put you together and all that. But overall,
this is getting pretty gnarly here, man.
Yeah, dude, it's Viking traditions. It's Yule. And like I said, so many people are starting to celebrate Yule now. And as I mentioned earlier, there's that whole argument of how Yule played a big part in inspiring a lot of our Christmas traditions now, like the Christmas ham. That's for Freya. That's for Freya.
Yeah, well, there was no correlation with me picking pork. That was pure coincidence. Well, I don't know about that. The pagan stuff, man.
Dude, don't worry. Freya gets her sacrifices. But yeah, and also too, that's where the Yule log comes from. So I'm sure everyone's had a bucha de Noel, a Yule log. You ever eaten a bucha de Noel?
Nah, what's that?
It's like a French pastry, and it's inspired by the Yule log of the Yule traditions or the Yule fest, which is essentially back in the old pagan days. They would go find the tallest tree to mark the start of Yule. They would chop it down, and they would essentially keep one mega fire burning in the middle of the city for 12 to 14 days or however long they could stretch it out with the merry Yule log. And they would decorate it, they would add stuff to it, and they would just slowly just keep pushing it into the fire to keep the fire going forever and ever. As time went on, the French adopted it into a beautiful little pastry, sponge cake rolled around, covered in chocolate, all that. But you never had one, really?
Nah, man, I don't think that's not resonating with me. We do like red velvet cakes, pecan pies, sweet potato pies. I think we skipped that part of the story. To be honest, which brings me to this point: how different people celebrate holidays. It kind of reminds me of those silent discos. Silent DJ.
Yeah, where everyone's got the headphones and they're all vibing, but it's all different music for everybody.
Music, but everybody's still in the same room. That's how I view the different cultures and how they celebrate the holidays differently. So, for instance, you know, being an African American black man out here in these United States, this is America.
Don't catch you slipping now.
Yeah, can't get caught slipping out here. But Kwanzaa is a really, really popular holiday celebration amongst the African American communities, man. And I think one thing that people don't really put together is this is not a holiday that's celebrated in Africa. This was actually literally originated in America 1966. So it's pretty new. It hasn't even been 100 years since this holiday has been in existence, and look how huge it is, man. It's such a big ordeal. From December 26th to December 31st, each day is a celebration of what you're talking about, the harvest seasons, and how different African cultures celebrate their harvest. They incorporate that in the 6 days of Kwanzaa. And just pretty cool stuff, man. And I think what I really like about it is that for the feast, it's pretty much a combination of all, people from the African diaspora coming together to create a large feast, from West Indies food, South African food, soul food, Jamaica, Bahamas. You have literally an array of all these different cultures, which are also influenced from other cultures. So I'm just thinking about the flavor bomb.
Yeah.
From having plantains, fried chicken, brown stewed chicken.
Just having the whole table full.
Having the whole table full of, back to what I was saying earlier, the soul food, man. So if anybody's throwing a Kwanzaa party this year, man, I would love to be able to taste
Put
that,
something
bro.
on the table?
Yeah. Maybe we should throw one.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Mirepoix Kwanzaa party coming soon.
I think we're gonna have to put that on the schedule, man, and that might be able to be our final indulgence episode that we couldn't do.
Oh yeah.
And folks in the chat right now, if y'all are interested in coming and being a guest for this feast, come on, man, let's celebrate.
We like
culture,
to eat.
man.
Man, and it's funny too. So holiday season to me is all about gratitude, right? It's all about being thankful, grateful, and all that. And one of the things I am most grateful for on this earth is how I learned the English language. So when my family traveled over here on the back of donkey and walked a bazillion miles to get ourselves here, and crawled through everything. I needed to learn English in school, and my ESL teacher was not very good. Maybe she was. I don't know. I don't remember it. Like 9 or 10. But what I do remember was checking out this book from the library and super helped me learn English, because it was the only book I could find that the page on the left and the page on the right were the exact same pages. But in left it was in Spanish, on right it was in English. And that book was all about Viking lore, mythology, traditions. And that is why, as much as I have my proud Latino heritage, there's a whole lot of Viking inspiration in my life, was because I just read that book front to back 3 times over, 4 or 5 different ways trying to learn English. And it was a big part in my learning culture, and that is why all this is super rolling. And also, just to defend a lot of traditions were stolen from you. The goats of Thor were the original gift givers way back when, that were essentially to good children, well-behaved children.
You said the throats?
The goats.
Oh.
Of Thor would bring by gifts for all the well-behaved children, and if they were naughty, it would demand gifts to give to Thor and say, hey, you were a bad kid, you got to give us something. And that was the whole thing on gift giving, and so you'd come, and that's why these Yule feasts would be goats, boars, and pretty much everything they hunted, because animals and hunting are very important to them.
It sounds like that explains the naughty or nice.
Well, it's more like Santa Claus. Like, obviously not the Christian part of it, but the Santa Claus part of it. Yeah, Santa Claus was never mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah, but Jesus being born in December also wasn't mentioned in the Bible either. If we're taking it there.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying.
That's
Vikings out here inspiring me to learn English. They're inspiring Jesus to have a birthday
that he didn't have in December. But
hey, it is the season. And okay, have you ever had pozole? I know you ain't never had a Yule log. You ever had pozole?
Yes, I've had pozole. It's the harmony and
pork stew.
Yeah.
You know why they use pork in it?
Why?
Because they couldn't sacrifice humans anymore. Pozole wasn't originally an Aztec dish.
I did hear that. I think you told me that.
Yeah. And so essentially the Aztecs were celebrating Christmas before Christmas was brought to them. In fact, many historians actually credit, let me see if I can pronounce this right, Panquetzazli. Anyways, that was their winter solstice celebration. And by the time Catholicism and Christianity came over here to the Americas, all their traditions were already established. And so one of the things that helped them convert people to Catholicism was actually the fact that, like, hey, look how y'all party. It's so similar to how we party during the season. But Panquetzazli, it was essentially their winter solstice celebration, where they would celebrate the death and the rebirth of the sun. They would eat bread and pozole. And those were both dishes considered to eat the gods. It was amaranth bread, which is like super dry and it's not very good, but whatever, they ate it. But there were these special things called tecualos, which were little dolls or figurines made of corn paste, almost like tamales. And they would make them, and those would be the gifts that they exchanged and they gave. So essentially, they would march people up to the temple, slaves, convicts, prisoners, failed soldiers, etc. They would march them up to the temple, and as they're marching these people up there, the ones in charge of the marching, the priests and all that, would give away these, go door to door, give them to everyone, and all the people would give one back to all the people they were marching up to the temple. And then they'd sacrifice them all, roll their heads and hearts down to the bottom of the temple. People would scoop them up, make pozole out of it, and that's how they ate the gods, as they called it.
I don't want to sound like Christy Teigen, though, but like, how do you think humans taste, man?
Like pozole.
That would explain why I don't really care for that soup, bro.
All I feel is like
I feel like that should be more like menudo, to be honest. Like, I feel like that would make more sense if menudo was the soup of the gods.
You gotta eat the pozole. Because, okay, imagine if they tell you, hey, you're not allowed to use this ingredient anymore. And then you were like, pork is kind of similar.
That says a lot about people, bro.
Yeah. Hey, you can't use the ingredient anymore. What ingredient? Each other. What are y'all doing?
We're going to use pork instead. It's very similar.
It's very
The
similar.
alternative.
But yeah, and what's crazy too? The role that alcohol has played in all these things. So between Yule, between the Aztec traditions, there's always a punch or some sort of spiked beverage. Someone at this winery was telling me about, like, their winery makes a thing called wassail, and it's like a holiday punch. They just brew in a bunch of spices, ferment it all together. Apparently it tastes very not so good, but super traditional, super, super sweet. But yeah, it's just all these traditions are essentially similar. Some people have Santa Claus. Some people got goats. Some people got,
there's just some form of centered piece, if you would. It's just kind of like religion to me, man. All religion kind of have similar doctrines, similar practices. We just say, well, we're doing this towards this guy, or we're doing it towards that guy. So it's just, as far as back on, just, this is a time of year where we're more alike than different, man. So it's a pretty cool thing to hear about different cultures, and especially this understanding that we're all pretty much based off of Viking theology. It's kind of...
Do pagans rule the world? That's why they had to take them down. Now, in reality, I think life would be hella crazy, though. Don't get me wrong, sounds fun, but, like, I don't know how a modern society would work if human sacrifices were still around. That feels weird. But anyways, before we get too off topic and into diving into different things, but let me ask you this, guys. What's your holiday season looking like? I know you said you were spending Christmas with Cassie and her fam, but what does the Kais experience Christmas look like, or holiday season, I should say?
Yeah, so it's the 5th of December. I still have not decided if I want to do holiday packages, and I have somebody who's wanting to book on Christmas Eve. So it's still kind of up in the air, man, but I'm definitely booked every weekend going into this month. we have that event this weekend with the Christmas Ball in Etna, Texas. We're doing a 5-course wine pairing, small plates, live music, all types of really cool things going on out there, man. And then, the week after that, I'm going to be at Slate doing a pop-up for their VIP wine club members. So, and then after that, it'd be Christmas. So, it's busy, man. And 'tis the season for giving. This is also the season for working, brother.
Mm-hmm. Especially in this industry,
man. We are getting pounded right now. This is. So I've been in business for 2 years. This is my first year going into the holidays, and man, it's been gnarly, bro.
Yeah,
like. It's gnarly.
And that's something that people don't even recognize or notice. Like, we can see and be like, oh, man, there's so many parties during this time. There's so many Yule Fest, Christmas, Hanukkahs, Kwanzas, all these different things that are celebrations and that are parties and that are experiences.
Well, who do you think is doing all that?
Dude, that's what I'm
getting it all done, man. And I'm grateful for it. Let me not sound like I'm being a little crybaby. It's some work, but it's also some pretty good money out here, man. And so this is a harvest for us as well,
dude. Exactly. This is the hunt. This is the harvest. This is because like you said, it ain't about we crying out here. This is when we come to life. This is when we do it for. It kind of feels that the whole year is just practice to lead up to the 2 months of November and December.
Exactly what it is, man. And then January, February hits, and it kind of slows down a little bit. And then the months after that just kind of slowly start warming up and progressing. But this is what we practice for, man.
It's go time.
This is the time to see what the whole year has. It's time for you to harvest all the hard work you put into. Let's see what you're made of. So.
People pay us to party. That's the service industry. Hey, I want to have a good time. Let me find a professional. If you don't know how to work on cars, you're not just going to jump in there and start cranking it out. And if you don't know how to cook, if you don't know how to feed, if you don't know how to take care of people, or honestly, if you just don't want to do it. I know how to work on cars. I know I'm a mechanic. I just don't want to do it. And so I go to a professional that has all the right tools, that has years of experience on me, that can just do it better than I can. And that's what the service industry is for. It's here for the holiday season.
And you know what? When wait till I get my money right, I will definitely be the chef that hires a chef.
Yeah.
Hands down. By all means, you come in, cook all this stuff, clean it up.
And let me party. Let me celebrate.
Let me enjoy my friends, my family. You know what I mean?
Because that's the hardest part is especially, trying to have a love life with someone who's not in the industry. I can't tell you how many holiday seasons where I want to go do this, I want to go do that, I want to do this. I'm like, well, sorry, we have a 50 top booked that day, so I have to be there. We have a 12 top that day, I have to be there. We're doing this, we're doing that. Someone's having their holiday party on this day, and so I got to be there as a bartender. Yeah. And as much as this is a season of partying and celebration and giving, and mind you, it has me feeling good. For that is how the service industry gives. That is us. Hey, we'll do this party for you. We'll take care of you, and that's why it feels good. Don't get me wrong, but I've definitely been dumped over the fact that what do you mean December 18th you can't request off? You haven't had a day off in 3 weeks. Yeah, that's because people want to party, and I'm the best at it. Yeah. Let me do this. Let me give to them. Let me embrace them.
And I think, like you said, man, it's really hard to date somebody outside of the industry. At the very least, don't date somebody that has a regular 9 to 5, who just. I'm speaking in terms from entrepreneurship and people that work in the industry. You got to have somebody that's equally yoked, somebody who at least understands.
Yeah.
My girl's an entrepreneur. She's getting slammed right now, too. She's a photographer. And this is also her heavy season. Like, I think
someone's got to capture it.
On Thanksgiving, somebody booked her the day of Thanksgiving, like that morning. Like, calls her at 5 a.m. in the morning. Like, hey, yo, like, can you give me a photo shoot? So it's really important, and y'all understand, man. Be understanding of these people that have to work. We're not asking to work. We're not saying, hey, can you schedule me on Christmas? No, just kind of it's what's needed. Somebody has to work. If you guys are enjoying your lives, somebody has to be putting in the work, and we do it proudly. We do it happily.
Yeah.
You know, we're excited.
It's my favorite time of the year.
It's so awesome, man, and I enjoy watching y'all have fun. It's really cool.
So, you know, on that note, Abe, let us help y'all out. Reach out. Contact the Mirepoix.
Oh yes, man. Like I said before,
we got two businesses to do this together for you, you know?
Yo, and the brunch parties are phenomenal. I know you guys are tired of the turkey. We already told you, ditch the turkey. We could be having this beautiful porchetta for your holiday parties. And in fact, I'm going to be doing the porchetta next week at Slate. I'm turning this into a sandwich.
Woo!
So my sandwiches go.
We're about to start sitting here teasing them about what we got going down at Slate, and then it's just like, you know, sign up for their wine club and you can go. Maybe.
Really? Are they too late?
Yeah, no, they booked out quick. 700 reservations, and it's like, if you try to join the wine club now, we'll see you in December, in February.
So I need to start planning. That is what I need to start doing ASAP for this weekend, and
you can start hunting.
Yeah, man.
Celebrate the hunt. You've already made the harvest. You got the skills, the technique, the talent, the experience.
Oh, I'm sniper mode right now, man. I got my eye on the prize every time. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be a great holiday season, brother.
It's gonna be fun, and dude, it's just the holiday festivities, bro. Well, you got like a favorite memory, whether it's work, family, business, or anything like that related. Of the holiday season, of course.
Man, just being a kid.
Oh,
this time of year.
The simple times.
Where you got 2 weeks off, 2-3 weeks off. You know, you're around your cousins.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can sleep late, wake up late. That was probably the best time for me for the holiday season. Being young, not realizing I don't have a care in the world, being around family. It's always family, bro. Like for me, like good memories are always centered around people that you care about and love and things like that. So that's mine, bro. What about yours, brother?
Well, you know, just like the Aztec ancestors of mine and the Viking inspiration I received as a wee lad, and the spirit of Thor that flows within me. Honestly, one of my most favorite holiday memories is just getting absolutely quample-stompled. It was when I first started working at Bohannon's. I'd gotten hired in September, and they started me like, you know, a normal schedule. Hey, welcome to the team. We're real excited to have you. You know, and I was showing off. I was doing my thing. I was like, this is why they call me the best. You know, it's Gilly V, and the G stands for great. And then holiday season came. And bro, oh boy.
Yeah.
It was my first ever holiday season at the peak of fine dining and partying here in San Antonio. And it was, first off, I had never had to wear dress shoes so often before until I started working there. And for those that have ever tried to work in dress shoes, you know, with the little 5 or like half-inch heel, I think it is, or whatever, all suede, all tight, all leather bound.
Working in regular shoes are bad.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Dude, 12-hour shifts on those things.
I cannot imagine, bro.
Running on hardwood floors too. Like I remember I was sitting there listening to someone talk about why their feet are so messed up, and someone just comes up and casually goes, "It's the hardwood floors we work on, man." And I was like, dude, how much have you had to like protect your feet, study your working habits and all that to learn that, yeah, hardwood floors, man. But anywho's, it was my first holiday season. It was my first time ever working like a month and a half, 2 months, 7 days a week, daily doubles. And it got to the point where my feet were bleeding, bro. That is how bad it got. They were bleeding in my own sock.
The sacrifice. Y'all hearing this?
Hey, I'm giving it. We were giving it. It's part of our gift. And the craziest part, and this is why it's such a fond memory for me, is the way that I found this out was the sommelier is walking behind me. Shout out Fabian Jacobs, greatest sommelier to ever exist, a good mentor of mine that taught me all about the world of wine. But he's following me through the dining room floor, and we finally get into the kitchen. He goes, "Hey, Gilbert, you know, I've been following you. You're bleeding." And I'm like, "Well, no, I'm not." And I lift up my pant leg, and you can see, like, I'm wearing black socks, so you can't really see nothing. I'm looking at my legs. I'm like, "No, man, I'm not bleeding." And he goes, "Yes, you are. I followed you through the dining room floor." And that's when I like go to touch my sock. just drenched in blood, and I'm like, what is happening? And I had to go, and of course the whole team's like, yo dude, just go take a seat. But I didn't even feel it, and I was so mad because I got sent home that day because I took off my shoe. I couldn't put it back on, and they're like, dude, if your feet are bleeding, like, go home, buy some new shoes. We'll see what we can do without you. Come back to us soon. And I was mad. I was like, no, I need to be here. This is day 64 in a row. Like, I am in it. I am here.
Just real quick, this is your favorite memory?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify. I thought that's what we were talking about. I just wanted to be sure. But I'll continue, bro.
Yeah, dude, that is just like, I'm here for it, you know. I'm here for it.
What's that song? Pain. Dun, 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 dun. What is it? You know the song?
No.
Am I doing it well? No. Okay.
But I'll say this, that, like I said, that was definitely a favorite memory. Because on one end, to really push myself to that point where, like, my feet are literally beyond destroyed.
Yeah.
They were so swollen, they were covered in their own blood that I literally could not put the shoe back on even if I wanted to. Like, I was trying to force it. Not even feeling that pain. My feet had gone numb long ago. And then also going right back to work the very next day.
The beauty of being young.
Yeah, that's the truth.
When pain was numbing. Like, now, I feel it. I'm gonna work through it, but I could for sure feel that pain, man.
Yeah, old man Kai's come back after a weekend at the ranch. My back!
Bro, that was... Listen.
Look, check your shoes, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Hey, I changed shoes. I bought my first pair of Dr. Scholl's that week. Was stretching. I was doing yoga every morning at this point because I'm like, yo, this is not normal. This is not it. So
dude, that's true. You got to take care of yourself as you get older, especially those in our industry.
Oh yeah, this is the industry that you give that you also got to give back to yourself. It's kind of similar to nurses and things like that. Any industry where you're giving so much of yourself, yo, it's imperative that you give more to yourself. So I think that we talked about a lot of very. This episode got kind of dark, man. With the
hey, it's a celebration.
It's a very interesting way of sacrificing, but we do have a gift for you guys.
Oh, hold on. Let me hit him with.
Yeah.
Do we have a drum roll on this thing?
Yeah, we'll use that one.
I'm just pushing buttons now. I'm sorry.
He's DJing sound cues over.
There we go. Okay, we got the gift for you.
Yeah.
The Mirepoix.
Yeah, it's gonna be
a gift.
We're gonna bring some light to this show, man. We have a special guest that's coming, and we also have an extra episode as well. So you guys are not gonna have to wait until next Monday to hear from us again. We have our brother. Personally, my big bro, somebody really big in the industry out here in San Antonio, Jared Fears. He is a chef, does a lot of catering, and he does a lot of stuff for the community. And when we were talking about this season of gift giving and just caring for people and things like that, I thought of no greater person that I know to be a guest on the show than Jared Fears. So you guys look him up. If you're not familiar with Jared Fears, follow him on Facebook, Instagram. He will be spending the night with us tomorrow as we go deeper into this season of gift giving, man.
Yeah, diving into gifts, the spirit of it, and the whole 9 yards of just what you can do for the community, what kind of gifts you can give. But that is for tomorrow. Make sure to subscribe, follow, like, hit us up on Instagram, check us out on Facebook, continue to like this. And, if you want to get ready for the episode and you want to give a gift, share these links with, 10 different friends. But with that, what we kind of gave a little tease about what we got coming up. You said you have that wine dinner this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's Friday. Me and my squad, my team, will be taking over Etna, Texas, with the Chateau du Sanctuary. We're going to be doing a five small plate wine pairing with live music. We're going to kill it. We're going to knock it out. We have some panko and pecan crusted chicken with sweet potato puree, little cilantro aioli. We're going to be doing a pomegranate glazed pork loin with a collard green gremolata, or a collard green chimichurri, actually, which is kind of similar to each other anyways. We're going to be doing a tomato bisque with a ciabatta and basil cream cheese stuffed on top, or piped on top. Got some other stuff. Cacio e pepe pasta with lemon pepper chicharron crumbles on top.
Cacio baby.
Yeah, it's going to be some good stuff. So
Hell,
y'all tap in. I think they're still maybe give you a little short window to purchase your tickets, but it's definitely last call. So if you guys are interested, follow me on Instagram, and I'll post the link one more time in my stories, just so y'all have access to that. But
Man, it ain't a great feeling when you always give the gift of opening up extra seats. Like, yeah, technically we sold out, but people are still asking. We'll open up. Look, we can squeeze in, 5-10 more people.
It depends on how bad you guys want it. It's how bad we want to give it to you. So you let us know. Supply and demand and supply.
And so,
what about you, bro? What you got coming up this week?
This weekend, I got to celebrate. I had that company party I went to. I had a beautiful wedding to go to. And that's the last of my celebrations, because this weekend, I'm going to be actually putting together a company party for someone else, getting the event, getting the space, getting the food. They're called Veritas. They do home inspection. Shout out to y'all for trusting the guild to put this together for you.
Oh, bro, that's what's up.
Yeah, and so honestly, the guild started as, hey, let us teach you a thing or two, and now it's turned into, what? Let's party. Let us put the party on for you. We got chefs, we got bartenders, we got planners, we got photographers, beautifiers. Let us party for you. And as you know, it's the holiday season. People are they've been reaching out to the guild to say, you know what, dude, we want to see your feet bleed again. And you know what? Hey, I'm here for it.
He's he doesn't feel it anyway. So y'all put that boy to work, man.
Hey, dude, it's that Aztec warrior, Norse warrior, Viking conquistador spirit. I wanted to make my own pozole, just be like, here's my foot. But dude, honestly, that is the best representation of who I am, bro. But anywho's, so with that, thank you all for tuning into Mirepoix, episode 18.
Yeah.
We got big things coming across all our businesses, all our channels. Again, for any of those that do feel like giving gifts, we are always looking for new equipment, for sponsorships, for opportunities. If you got somewhere that you want us to be, let us know. Reach out in comments and DMs. Again, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. I'm still trying to finalize the details with that Pandora account, with that Apple account, and all sorts of big things planned and big projects coming. So make sure to stay tuned in with us. Make sure to tap in.
Yes, and hire us. If you guys are in need of a beautiful holiday party, if you want us to alleviate the pain, the hassle, the struggle of having to go through all of the planning, the cooking, the cleaning, X, Y, and Z, this is Chef Kaius from the Chef Kaius Experience. This is what we do anyways, and we do it with great pleasure, and we have a 100% satisfaction rate. I have not had one person complain about the service. So let's keep the ball rolling, man. Let's keep that number going high, and we'll love to give you guys that great and excellent service that you are in need of. So you might want to give to your family, your friends. Yo, we got you.
I got you, babe.
Yeah, buddy.
Because honestly, let me warn you all. You want to have a good holiday party? You want to make something happen for you, your friends, your family?
Yeah.
It's going to make your feet bleed. You ready for that? You can take that on by all means.
That is, and if anybody has tried it, I know you know that he is not lying. Your back, your beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes, all that's going to be hurting every inch of your body. So let us take away the pain for you.
My feet will bleed. They're fine. I'm a warrior. But on that note, as always, thank you so much for checking out the Mirepoix. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep staying tuned. Keep sharing this. Let the world know what's going on. Let the world know what's in your pocket. Let the world know what your favorite podcast is. It's the Mirepoix.